Hey, welcome back to the Kennison Report. She didn't leave us with any content to analyze yesterday from Tuesday, June 16th, but she did leave us with a good bit of information from Wednesday, June 17th. So I'm excited to bring that to you guys today.
Hey, it's me, Stacy Kennison. Today, I just want to share with you me observing people when I'm at the cafe in the morning drinking my coffee. One thing that I want to observe and let people know about is that some people can say all the right things and do all the correct things and make very good, honest, good points, but you can see there's an underlying aspect of anger. So never underestimate how important it is to address your anger and not have it come out in other ways. We know that a lot of times people are forced to carry on when they have a problem or an unmet need, and it can come out in the form of frustration because it's not always what you're saying as what you're not saying. So, like, I found that out when I watched movies. It's not always what the movie told me, it's what the movie wasn't saying or wasn't alluding to. So, don't forget to see if you can discern what people aren't saying and if it's part of what they're not saying is coming out and how they're saying everything else, like the effect they have. People that are angry frequently overfunction or underfunction when they have to carry on, and it's because they have an unmet need. So don't ever underestimate that. People get very passive aggressive if they have to carry on without their needs being met, and if they have to mask how upset they are or how hurt they are or how angry they are and carry on and do some positive activity in a positive way, caring for somebody else, especially if it's somebody that has some kind of tie to them that's causing them the problem. So be sure to address all of your anger issues before you engage in a presentation or in a new relationship. Make sure that you're not neglecting your needs. Address your anger so it doesn't come across as passive aggressive, and make sure you're not self-sabotaging yourself by trying to hide it so much that you over or under function and other people ascertain that there's something wrong, that your message is not coming across, your communication is not coming across as good as it could be, and that you might be hiding something. So don't forget to address your anger issues.
Now, it took her nearly 3 minutes to get there, but I think essentially what she's trying to say is to read between the lines and to handle your business, which, all said, isn't terrible advice.
Hey, it's me, Stacy Kennison. I just want to say a little observation today is never underestimate how complicated somebody might be or how much they might grow, and show how complicated they are, because really they may have always had a very complex aspect to themselves, but presented in a simple way due to someone projecting that onto them, ignoring them, neglecting them, having limited experiences with them, or someone being closed-minded to other alternatives that could mean that the person is more complex and there are more possibilities for that person than the other person wants to admit or allow. So never underestimate how your preconceived ideas may not be accurate because you have some personal issue, maybe jealousy, or you're overly committed in a certain way, or you have issues where you over and under function that affect your judgment. Hey, it's me, Stacy Kennison. Little tip for being more positive and eliminating dysfunction and from making your issues really messy that are hard to untangle is, you ready? Having good intentions means you'll have a more right relationship with God, and the chances are a lot of your issues will resolve and not be created and not have more issues created, and you'll be able to recognize and identify them and catch yourself in a more timely way, and you won't be as frustrated and you won't develop other issues from ignoring those issues, and a lot of issues will not develop and they'll subside from you having good intentions. Hey, it's me, Stacy Kennison. This video is for women mainly. We want to recognize that women are weaker than men, doesn't mean they can't do some of the same jobs or have a lot of strong characteristics, and that there can be exceptions or a lot of potential to be an exception. But as a general rule, physically weaker than men. Not every man and every woman, but it's a general rule. And the other thing I want to say is when somebody gives a woman that doesn't have a lot of extra intelligence, education, physical strength, knowledge, good morals, gives a woman that doesn't have a lot of extra insulation from those things, gives them a hard problem. They might sometimes give up or be frustrated, and if someone blocks them from doing the correct thing and getting that money, time, energy, resources, people, encouragement, help that they need, they might become so discouraged and so full of grief and anger and upset that they resort to having bad intentions, like sin or crime, to resolve their problems. So that becomes so much more apparent in women than it does in men, because men usually have less discrimination, physically stronger, and they don't have to deal with the same problems that women do a lot of the time. And so they might have an advantage to not having to resort to such things that might be sin or crime, because they have more protection or opportunities or more favor, less discrimination, stronger mind and body, and therefore it may not be as readily seen. So sometimes when men experience these things for too long, then they have a pattern way of behaving. It becomes integrated part of their behavior and speech, maybe their personality, and it could take a long time to eliminate, correct, resolve, mend, and fix. So not to purposely give women that might not have a good insulation of good morals, education, training, strong physical body, high intelligence, not to give them too difficult of a problem, or they might be, and not to prevent them from solving it the correct way and getting help, or they might resort to sin and crime or bad intentions, which will cause them a bigger problem and make them lose even more favor and be a downward spiral. So let's remember, people, to have good intentions and to make sure that we have good morals, good intelligence, good education, good opportunities, good access to what we need, and to have to take care of our body. It's the temple of the Holy Spirit. Make sure it's strong and not weak. Hey, it's me, Stacy Kennison. I don't want anything to do with someone that constantly starts their sentences out with "I believe in," because it usually means they believe in something that means I have to go without care and protection. So I'm just not interested in someone that always says "I believe it." Hey, it's me, Stacy Kennison. A little tip to help you in your judgments of yourself and others, all those little assessments that we do sometimes within a few seconds that might be subconscious. You might want to make sure that you can tell the difference between entitled and spoiled, because they're definitely not the same. What somebody may be entitled to may not be the same as what they're spoiled with, or what a spoiled way that they've become. So entitlement never gives people the right to sin and violate the law. Now, self-defense, when people are attacked and people defend themselves, all kinds of issues and things to talk about for a long time. So it's always best to avoid people attacking you, or you attacking them, or you having to respond in a negative way to subdue them. So just remember, people, to help you with your judgments of yourself and others and other things, remember, especially with people, what they are entitled to is not the same as what they might want to be spoiled with, or what they are spoiled with.
Well, that's all I've got for today, folks. I'm excited to explore the witchcraft crime ring in more depth with some videos that she continues to post today. So, looking forward to it. Thanks, y'all.